Hey guys, I'm Dave and welcome to the Weird Kid Show. So as I had stated last week, I shared with you the fact that I was going to make a 1/1 scale forest creature. Last week I did the mask, showed you how I did that, how I enclosed the eyes and put in glass eyes and just painted it and tricked it out in anticipation for the body, which is the armature, and it's what we're doing this week, okay? You guys overwhelmingly voted unanimously for me to use the Groundbreaker hands and feet that I bought in a Groundbreaker last year at Home Depot, which came with a head, 2 hands, and 2 feet. I was able to cut those, which left, this is what was attached to those hands and feet, and they just had some stakes in them that went into the ground. I just cut it flush and it made a hollow cavity so that I was able to slip them over the pipe and then just put a screw in place. As far as measurements concerned, I didn't measure the pipe, okay? It's going to be as big or as short as you want. It's going to be at your discretion. I just knew I wanted him big and tall, and he's big and tall because his shoulders are way up over my head, okay? What I did was I cut a hole where the feet were and I stuffed the pipe down inside of it, and then I filled the empty cavities with great stuff, expanding foam, and then once it cured I put some anchor screws in it just to tie it in place. It's not a flat surface out here, but he can almost stand on his own. I don't anticipate him standing on his own with all that weight, so we're going to talk about solutions to that problem too if you wanted to put him in your yard. I think he's going to come live in the house with me when he's done. We're going to see how he comes out first. So what I used is 2 lengths of 1.25" PVC pipe, and for his hip joints are 2 90s with a little slip piece in the middle, 1 T which connects his spine to a 4-way piece here. This is where I put a piece here and here. This is the shoulders, which is 2 90s, and 1 little piece for a neck post, 45-degree angles for the elbows, and then some short pieces for the forearms, okay? You can make the arms as short or as long as you want. I like his proportions. The best way I did, like I said, I don't measure. I look at it, cut extra. I make it extra long, and then I'll fit it together and stand back and look at it, check the proportions, see if I like it that way, and then if I don't, I'll pull some out and shave it down just a little bit at a time and keep working it until I get the desired look. And I'm happy with how he looks now. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I've got these pool noodles. They're disappearing, man. I've been going to people have really been catching on what you can use these for, I think, because I went to the Dollar Tree today and they didn't have as many as they normally do, but I was able to grab 5 of these, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up the length of it, open it up, and wrap it around the pipe, and then duct tape it and secure it in place to help start bulking it out. And for the filling out the body, I got some of this foam from these old couch cushions, so we're going to start bulking this thing out. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bulk it out and get it ready in anticipation for wardrobe. Hang tight, guys. I'm glad you're here. Follow this build, and I hope you try this at home. Alright guys, we're back, and as you can see, this is the progression of what we got so far. So this guy is, he's pretty tall, and as you can see, he's got exaggerated features. His torso is a lot longer. He looks weird now, but I'll tell you what, when I put the robes on, I've already got some material to do that. I think you're gonna hopefully appreciate him a bit more. Anyways, the feet and hands have been screwed on there. I put some screws in there just to secure it. Now I've only glued certain parts. I glued the pelvis region. I glued the T at the top, stuff that doesn't need to move. I did not glue the 90s on the side or the 45s. That way you can move his arms up and down and manipulate the elbows in and out and everything. Then what I did was, I've told you before, and I've said it, I don't know how many times, when you're driving down the road and you see an old couch somebody's thrown out, get out, grab those cushions, okay? You take off the cover and you got free foam underneath, and that's what I did. I had some couch foam and I wrapped it around the torso, and then with duct tape taped it up real tight, and that was how we were able to fill out the torso. Okay, so he is ready for a mask test. I stuck that styrofoam head on the top. In order to do that, I took a piece of pipe and made an imprint on the bottom of the head, and then cut a little bit smaller so that it would fit on there snug. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put that mask on there for a test. All right guys, here's a mask test. Check this out. All right, test run of the dry fit of the mask. Okay, it's a bit low right now. I'm going to adjust that. I just wanted to check out like his size. He is big, guys. I'm telling you. I'm trying to do a tripod selfie if I can here. I know this is super unprofessional how I'm doing this, but you can see the top of my head. I'm not on my knees. Okay, I'm standing up, and this guy is towering over me. All right, but what I don't like so far is the fact that there's no space. Basically, he has no neck right now. I'm gonna fix that. That's why you do dry fits, okay? And I got some perfect material for his robes. I'll share that with you now. I've got this stuff here, and it's got some elasticity to it, and it's gonna cover them. We're gonna make some arms with the material, and we're going to take burlap, and I'm going to take the burlap and cut it into strips, and I'm going to wrap around part of his feet. You can still see some of his toes, but we're going to wrap it around his legs. So I hope to end the robes about here so you can see that he has wraps on his legs, and then I'm going to put like twine or something like that, like they're laced up, you know. And then we're going to do a weathering technique to the whole thing. So this is our forest creature so far. He's coming along. He looks crude now. He won't when we start getting these robes on. So that's what I think I'm going to start working on next, is his robes. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we're back, okay? And today I've got my little assistant. She's helping Daddy today. She's painting a skull pink. She picked out the color, so it's very pretty. Show people, you want to show everybody your skull? You turn around. Well, be careful. You alright? Okay. Yeah. So this is her little skull that she's painting. And she's got some paint in her hair, but it's okay. She's going to take it back. You keep painting. Now you can talk about the monster. What's that? Yeah, so she's explaining to you that I extended the piece for the neck to give him a neck because I didn't like how the lower jaw was touching the top of the collarbone, if you will. So I put a little extra piece in there. I'm going to fill that in with some foam and duct tape, and then I'm going to move on from there. But
okay. I switch around.
What she said. So she just said that we're going to be back here in a second. So hang tight, guys. Appreciate you sticking with us. Say bye.
Bye.
Good job. And here we are. We're back. Okay, guys. So I wasn't happy about the neck, so I added an extra length of PVC, and then I wrapped it with some of the batten material, and then I went ahead and I'm going to start dressing this thing. Now, I know how to use a sewing machine. I don't have a sewing machine, but there's some of you that may have a sewing machine that don't know how to use a sewing machine. Okay, it's not that daunting. If I had a sewing machine, I would use it. Maybe someday, if you guys put something down in the comments there you want, I can probably give you a tutorial on how to use a sewing machine. But if you don't have a sewing machine, don't plan on getting a sewing machine, then here is another solution. So I took this sheet, I went to this thrift store and I bought a sheet, bought some other material. Excuse the weird layer, I've been working like a crazy man there. It's all a mess, but I'm gonna clean that up here this week. So I went ahead and I used the clean edge of the sheet, and then I just laid it here and I hot glued it onto the hand, and then I just let it drape, and then decided how long I wanted it to hang, and I pulled it up and then tacked it with hot glue up here. All right, then I went and cut, not too much, you need some extra material over here, but I went and cut it down here, same thing in the back. All right, and then what I do is you can take some of this in here in between and fold it over and tack it with some hot glue, do another fold, and then start working your way down that way. Okay, so you see like it's pleated, it's because I fold it over and glue it all the way down. And now it doesn't look exactly pretty down here, but you can put more glue if you want to cut it and round it off and then add the glue. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and tack some more of this here to just give it some more security. But there is one sleeve. Okay, now you're going to have to be careful when you do this side to make sure that you don't go way too much longer or way too short, because then it's not going to look right. So you got to be careful when you're doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the sleeves, and then I'm going to move on to the torso and legs. All right, so he's starting to get his threads. This is fun. I'm liking this one, and I think he's going to come out pretty cool when he's done. So hang tight, guys. All right, guys, so with the other sleeve done, I can now start working on the actual robes. For the bottom portion, for the lack of a better term, we'll call it his skirt, I used a black sheet that I doubled up, and then using hot glue, I tacked it and attached it all the way around his waist in the desired position. Now, as you can see, it's got a raw, clean edge on the bottom. So I'm going to take some scissors, I'm going to hack it up, fray it, and weather it. And so with the robes on the bottom portion done, I can now go ahead and move on to the top portion. Alright, guys. He is in our forest creature is done. Okay. I measured him, and he stands from feet to the tip of his horns 7.5 feet tall. So he's a big boy. Alright, and so I went, and the good thing about after you do your sleeves and you put your piece over the top, all you need to do is cut one little tiny hole where the neck post is and slide the whole thing on so that it's all concealed. Okay, I went ahead and wrapped some burlap around to hide the foam and then spray painted it. Okay, then I took some of this creepy cloth and added some of this too, this black, and the same thing, I just cut a little hole in the post, put it over, and then just kind of cut it to bevel it, and then I put this creepy cloth on them and then just tied it off here. And I put a rope belt on them. It was a white rope. I spray painted it black, and then I just took black spray paint and I just went in the recesses, just kind of worked it. I didn't sit there and blast it. I just kind of dusted it to give it some kind of a weathered look, and I started to tatter down at the bottom. Now, he is not completely done. He's going to still be a work in progress, but as far as this video is concerned, and to get you going, this one's done. Now, I was going to make him a staff, I don't think I'm going to do that now just because of, I don't know, I don't want to touch the hands really. And it would be a bit difficult to position everything, and it would take a little bit more room than I actually have. But there you have it. The mask, I just went ahead and I glued the styrofoam head on there, and then I tacked the mask to the burlap, and then I tacked the wig on top. I was gonna wet the wig with water and glue and make it look wet, but I don't know, I like the way his hair looks. Okay, relatively simple, guys. It just takes you know, you cheat with the getting the feet, hands, styrofoam head, a mask that you choose. It doesn't even have to be a skeleton skull mask like this, could be anything. Some foam from couch cushions you find on the side of the road, and then just some material. Don't go to the fabric store and buy material. Go to the thrift stores and buy cheap sheets, cut them up. This was really cheap to make, and it just took time, and it was fun. And you can add little elements after, which I do. I think I might make them like some primitive looking necklaces, and maybe even a pouch, or some kind of a dagger, or there's all kinds of stuff. Now the hands, initially, I was thinking about spray painting them and then dry brushing them and all this and that. I don't think that's a good idea to do that to the feet and hands, because acrylic is just going to scratch off. It would scratch off the mask, but the mask is way up there. I've handled it with care, and there shouldn't be anything that's going to touch that to cause damage to it. So I think I'm going to wait until I can get some wood stain and then try to stain them. You could paint the fingernails. You could do whatever you want. But here you go, guys. I mean, this is an option. This is something that you can build. Halloween's coming, and you can do something like this, 7.5 feet tall, and do it quick and cheap. It's a good filler. It's something that you can get out in that yard there for Halloween night. So I hope you like them, and I hope you try this. Alright guys, so there we have it. The forest creature, okay, using a Walmart skull mask. Pretty easy and pretty cheap too. Plus it was fun. I got to do a little bit with my baby girl, play around. She loves helping daddy, as you can see. And yeah, and Halloween's coming, so I need to get this thing out in the yard. Now if you want to mount this thing in the yard, it's super easy. You got those feet. All you got to do is drill a hole up underneath the feet where the pipe is resting on it from inside, and then just pound you some rebar into the ground, and then just slide it on there. If your rebar is long enough, he might sway a little bit if it's too windy, but he won't topple over. Okay, so that's how you can stand them up outside, freestanding. So anyways, if you haven't done so already, like and subscribe, and hit the bell. It's going to notify you when I upload another video, and there's so much more coming. I got some cool interviews coming. I'm starting a new segment called Creators Corner, so we're going to be talking to some mask creators, people that are proprietors that sell their haunted goods. Okay, so creators that are not on a big level too. These are smaller guys that are hand making their stuff. Go check out my brothers from the Trio of Terror, Keith from Cobwebs and Candlesticks, and Vic Springston from not Graveyard Creepers, formerly known as Graveyard Creepers, now known as Monster Misfits. And until next time, guys, I really appreciate you. Peace.